Hi guys, okay, so sorry about my appearance, but it's one of those days. So I guess this is another like health update slash life update. I just wanted to kind of fill you guys in since I feel like you care. I don't know, maybe you don't care, maybe I just feel like talking about myself. But I think last time I did a health update, I'll link that one below, was my first cardiologist appointment since I was in the hospital. If you don't know all the history, you can go back and watch my other videos. I'll leave them all below that are like related to this. But pretty much from the last cardiologist appointment, I told you guys that he ordered a bunch of tests, and I did as many as I could. Ooh, move the camera. I did as many as I could. You know, I got blood work done, I did a stress test, but he wanted an MRI and a chest, Holter monitor, but you wear it for 30 days. And I talked about in that video, I cannot do that. I just would never, it's not going to happen. Everyone keeps trying to convince me, from people I know to the nurses in the office, and I literally had to yell at the nurse in the office the other day and was like, listen, I don't care what you recommend. I literally don't care. I am not doing it. So you're not going to convince me. I literally had to raise my voice in the office to her, and she was like, okay, geez, like, stop trying to convince me of something when I already heard all of what you had to say. But regardless of that, I didn't do those tests. I just did the blood work and everything, and when I got the blood work, like, my mom got it for us before the doctor got all of it. Everything looked decently normal. Like, anything that was abnormal was like 1 or 2 points, which is like really nothing. There was one test though, I'm not sure what it's called, obviously not a doctor. The range was supposed to be between 0 and 200, and it was like 500. And I was like, well, that's not normal. But I looked it up online, and pretty much what it said was that you've had a chest infection or some kind of an infection in the last like 6 weeks or something like that. And I was like, why are we even do that test? Like, we knew I had a chest infection. That's why this whole nonsense started in the first place. So what happened was that they called me before my follow-up appointment 6 weeks after the first one. And they were like, yeah, we got all your blood work in and your tests and everything came back normal. And they left me a message, and I had an appointment in a couple of days anyway, so I was just gonna wait until I went to the appointment to ask. So I went to the appointment the other day. They did another EKG, and once again my heart rate was like well above what it should be just for laying on a table. It was like 130 something, which is way high for just sitting down doing nothing. And I had still been checking my heart rate at home with the blood pressure monitor thing we have, and then like when I'm in my room or out, I have an app on my phone that checks it with your finger, and it's not as accurate, but like I can tell if it's too high or not, pretty much. I've still definitely been having a high heart rate, like constantly, and you know, I can take a Xanax to calm my anxiety, but I can't do that it doesn't do anything for my heart rate. I've also been very, very hot, and I think I talked about this in other videos, but it's been like this for a while now, like at least a few months. And I mean, maybe more. It has to do with my anxiety, and I get really hot. And I don't know if you have anxiety, if you get like when you have a panic attack or when you're very anxious, you feel sweaty, but you're kind of cold too. And that happens to me when I'm very panicky, but when I'm like regular anxious or just like out on a normal day, I feel hot when other people don't. Like, I'm always warm, and I have to have my fan on. Like, I get hot in the shower. By the time I get out of the shower, I feel like I'm sweating. Like, it shouldn't be that way. My anxiety has just been like all over the top recently, and it's just really getting to be annoying. And because now that I'm aware that I have this fast heart rate, it worries me. Like, it makes me not want to do things. It makes my anxiety even worse. I go for a walk with my mom around the neighborhood, and I come back and my heart rate is like way higher than it should be, and it takes really long to go back down. It makes me think, okay, well, I'm not just being, neurotic and anxious, because in the past when I'm just thinking, okay, this is just anxiety, it's kind of like you can talk yourself out of it a bit, and not really, because anxiety sucks, but to a point you can kind of tell yourself, like, okay, no matter how bad you feel, it's not real. Like, the way you feel is real, but what's bringing it on is in your brain. It's not real. Like, you're not having a heart attack, you're not dying, so just breathe through it and eventually you'll be fine. But now, ever since I found out I had a high heart rate, it's like way more scary, because when I do feel anxious and I feel my heart beating, it's not just, my anxiety telling me your heart is beating, you're gonna have a heart attack. Like, I know my heart really is beating that fast, and it makes me more anxious, and I overthink it, and it's annoying. So I went to the doctor. He didn't even bring up the tests that I didn't do, so I'm really freaking glad that I didn't. Sorry for cursing. I'm really glad that I didn't do them, because that would have been super annoying. Pretty much he was like, you know what, you're the healthiest sick person. You have nothing comes back on any of your tests, and he said that it's pretty much just that some people are born with a fast heart rate, and it could have something to do with how like lightweight I am or something, but it runs in my family. One of my aunts has almost the same thing. And so he was like, I'm going to put you on a beta blocker and we'll see how it goes. So he gave me a prescription for something I can't pronounce, Inderal or something like that. Pretty sure it's like what my dad and my aunt and stuff use. And it's been out for a really long time, so we thought it was a good one to use for me, since there's a lot of like tests and studies and stuff done on it. And it not only helps with a fast heart rate or high blood pressure, but it also helps with anxiety. It's like something that they give to people who get nervous giving speeches, and I'm not like that, but I do obviously get nervous and anxious in a lot of different situations. And pretty much it's just supposed to lower my heart rate, not let my heart rate get that high. So like even if I wanted to exercise or something, it wouldn't be a problem. I only started taking it about 2 or 3 days ago now. So far it's not bad. I take one pill at night and that's pretty much it for 24 hours. It's like a long release pill or something. I haven't had any bad side effects that I know. The first night I took it, I did have a really hard time sleeping, and I don't think it was because of the pill. I think I had a really bad neck pain, and it's still there today. It was like way worse. Like I could not get comfortable. I think that's why I had such a hard night sleeping, because last night and the night before it wasn't that bad. He said that I should be taking it at night because it could make me dizzy, because it could lower my blood pressure too much, because although I have a high heart rate, I don't have a high blood pressure. I actually have quite low blood pressure, so it's a bit of, like, he was a bit nervous to give me this because there's no way to really lower a pill. I don't think that can lower your heart rate without lowering your blood pressure. We've been monitoring that and it's been pretty fine. Like every time I take the pill, my blood pressure doesn't go too low at all. My heart rate seems to be in like the 70 range, which is way better. It used to be my resting heart rate was like 110, and I would be sitting down watching TV, my heart rate would go up to 160. That's not normal. And I'm thinking maybe that's something to my anxiety. One doctor told me that can't be it. Your heart rate doesn't have to do with your anxiety. But this doctor, my cardiologist, who's supposed to be the best one in my health insurance or something, said that could easily be it. Your anxiety should get a lot better, not just because the pill helps with anxiety, but because by lowering your heart rate, your body doesn't overreact to that. And hopefully I'll be a lot less sweaty, because like I'm always hot and sweaty, and that might be because my heart is pounding so quickly. And then also I might break out a lot less because I'll be less hot all the time, and I don't know, it just seems like a lot of my problems might get solved with this. Another thing is that my doctor told me, even last time, he said I have to gain weight, and this is something that kind of pissed me off in the appointment, to be honest, because I've been underweight my entire life. Like from birth I've been underweight. It runs in my family. My grandma was 95 pounds on her wedding day. It's not unhealthy, it's not that I don't eat enough, it's just that it just runs in my family. Like I don't think my mom ever gained weight until she like started having kids or something. And I've tried to gain weight in the past. In high school I was really concerned about it because I was bullied about it a lot. You might have seen my skinny shaming videos and stuff, but I've always been kind of self-conscious about it until more recently. I just kind of got over it and was like, you know what, this is the way my body is. I haven't gained weight in nearly 7 years, so I kind of just let it be. I'm not going to force myself to be full and like feel disgusting because I need to gain weight. And it kind of pissed me off that this doctor said that, because he's a cardiologist. He's not a dietitian or a nutritionist. You don't know, obviously every body type is different. Some people can be a little bit overweight and like actually be perfectly healthy. And you know, just because like, at a certain height and weight, like a certain height and age, you should be a certain weight in like a weight range. That's not, I don't know, I just feel like that's so annoying. Right now, I guess I'll just give you all the information, but I weigh 100 pounds on a good day. Some days a little bit less. Like between 95 and 100, I've kind of been floating between there for 7 years now. All through high school, I weighed about 95 pounds, and then when I got to college, I gained about 5 or 10 pounds. I think I went up to like 105 or 110 even at one point, and that was because I was eating pasta for pretty much every meal, and that's not obviously a healthy choice. I also was drinking beer a lot that first semester at college, and that was when I gained that weight. And then I got mono and I lost that weight, went back down to 100, and I never could put it back on. I just haven't never been able to gain weight, and I kind of just like let that go and not gonna let it stress me out. I feel like when I know I have to eat, it makes me more stressed. It makes me losing my appetite almost. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you have anxiety, I feel like you might understand. Like when you have anxiety, at least my kind of anxiety, I feel like, okay, I feel weak, but I also feel over I don't know, like hyped up, I guess, but also feel weak, like I need to eat something. Maybe I'll feel better if I like lower my blood sugar or raise my blood sugar, whatever it is. I always feel like if I have something like an apple or something, I'll feel better. But when you have anxiety and you feel like you have to eat, it's harder to eat because you almost feel like you don't have an appetite because you know you have to, if that makes sense. That's kind of how I get. So knowing that I'm supposed to gain weight makes me not be able to eat as much. Like I'm trying, but what I was shocked at was, so the doctor's telling me I should drink Ensure or like Boost, those drinks that are high calorie drinks with protein, and he said I don't even need protein, I just need calories. Like I need to increase my calorie intake. It's just like when you're full, you're not just going to keep eating. And so he's telling me to have that like throughout the day, like 1 or 2 a day. But the thing is, like those things, people use them as like meal substitutes, and I'm not trying to substitute a meal. He wants me to add it to a meal, but if I take that, that's just going to make my appetite go away, I feel like. Also, I can't drink those because every single one of them has dairy or soy in it, and I don't, like I'm trying to stay away from dairy. Obviously sometimes I do eat cheese because I love cheese, but milk itself, not a good idea. And I have some kind of a sensitivity to soy. I'm not sure what it is, but anytime I have anything with like soy in it that's not like the last ingredient, I feel horrible and I break out. So I'm trying to stay away from soy and milk, so that's definitely not anything I want to drink. Also, those have a ton of sugar in them, and I'm trying not to, like I don't drink things with a lot of sugar in them usually. So I'm like trying to like have something I really want, you know, even dairy. Like I'm not eating dairy unless it's something I'm like dying to have, like a piece of cheesecake factory cheesecake or something. I swear I wish I recorded this doctor's visit because he said, eat a whole bag of chips every day if you have to. What kind of doctor says that to someone? He said if you exercise, stop exercising. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I told him I'm not trying to lose weight, and I don't exercise anyway, but if I was, like, I wouldn't be exercising to lose weight or, like, to maintain my weight. I'd be exercising to feel better. Like, I'd be doing yoga or going for walks just to, you know, feel better, because, like, exercise is supposed to make you feel better, you know? And I don't eat bad. Like, I'm not trying to eat healthier. Lately, I think I told you guys, I'm trying to eat healthier, and I'm cutting out a lot of animal products, and I'm not doing that to lose weight or to feel or like to be like a certain way. I'm doing that because I don't want to eat the junk that makes me feel horrible. And that's pretty much what he's telling me, is like, you have to eat everything, like increase your calorie intake, this and that. And like, I don't want to eat a bag of chips a day. That would make me feel horrible. I would literally feel like throwing up all the time because I don't like eating that kind of food. Like, yeah, once in a while I'll go and have some chips because I'm not trying to deprive myself of like delicious snacks, but I'm not going to eat chips every single day. I'm not trying to eat greasy food. The other day I got something from Jersey Mike's subs. Oh my god, I felt horrible within 5 minutes. And so I'm trying to eat more wraps and salads, and I know that's not how you gain weight. Like, I want to feel healthier, and there's not that much food that's healthy that I can eat to gain weight. Like, I'm trying to eat more potatoes and whole grains and like rice, and I eat a lot of pasta, but it just, like, I haven't gained weight in so long. And so I have an appointment in 2 months, and he wants me to gain 5 pounds in 2 months, and I'm not, like, how am I supposed to do that? I haven't gained 5 pounds in 7 years, and he wants me to gain 5 pounds in 2 months. Like, I can't drink those drinks. And if you want to find like a vegan option of those drinks, that they mostly still have soy in them, but if you want to find without it, it's like $50 for like a special order online. They probably taste like absolute garbage. So I don't know, I'm just kind of annoyed. Just the fact that he even talked about my weight made me kind of pissed. He's like, you're malnourished, telling me I'm malnourished. Like, shut up. Like, I was so, I don't want to say offended, because I don't like, it annoys me when people are overly sensitive about these things, and I'm not even trying to be oversensitive. I wasn't like personally offended. I was just kind of annoyed, I guess I would say. It's kind of like, I don't get offended when people come up to me and they're like, oh my god, you're so skinny. I just get annoyed. I'm like, what the hell? Like, that, but so what? It's like just annoying. If you're skinny and you've dealt with things like this, I feel like you kind of understand. Like, my whole life people have been telling me, you have to gain weight, eat a burger, eat more, you're not eating enough. Like, shut up, I am eating enough. I just don't gain weight, like, naturally. And I know a lot of people would say, you know, you're lucky, I wish I had your problem, but no, because gaining weight apparently is super more difficult than losing weight. I've tried in the past. I've even bought in specialty vitamins to gain weight in the past, and all they did was make me faint. So, like, I'm not trying to do anything outrageous. I've obviously looked up a bunch of lists of high calorie, like, healthy foods, like avocados, nuts, things like that, quinoa, but I don't know, like, it annoys me, and I'd rather go to a nutritionist who can, like, tell me specifically kind of what to eat and, like, give me really hardcore ideas and tell me if I'm really underweight or not, because from information I've gathered on my own and, like, the research I've done, doctors, like cardiologists, aren't nutritionists. They don't know. Like, when doctors tell you certain things to eat or tell you reduce this in your diet because you have this problem or that problem, like, they're not dietitians. They're not actually taught anything like that in med school. They're just taking what they think they know. Just like when they recommend fish oil and things like that, like, apparently there's no evidence to prove that fish oil actually does anything. So when doctors give you suggestions like that, unless they're like actually a nutritionist and have experience with that, they probably don't even know what they're talking about. So that's what kind of just makes me hesitant to even listen to him, because first of all, I'm only around, I think, 8 pounds different than what I should be. So, like, in my range of, like, my age, my height, and all that kind of thing, I should be between 108 and 125. So 8 pounds isn't that huge of a difference. And it's not like I'm feeling sick or feel malnourished or anything. Like, I'm fine. And I eat all my meals, and I don't know, it just really bugs me. I want to find a nutritionist so that they can really help me, but there's none under my health insurance plan, because I guess that's like an extra thing that, like, people don't really need or something. Oh yeah, my BMI. So I'm sure you guys know what that is. At least if you grew up in the United States, we had to do it in school all the time. But your body mass index, it's like your weight times your height or something, I'm not sure. It kind of takes all this information, tells you where you go on this chart if you're healthy or not. And now the number that you're supposed to be at is 18.2, like, or 18 is like the lowest it should be, and I'm 17.5, like 0.5 difference. And I've been underweight. It's been that way since high school. I remember in high school I had to do a project once that kind of, you, for a week, you wrote down every single thing you ate, and you used this website and wrote down all the calories, and then you also put in how much exercise you did. And in high school I did pretty much what I did in gym class, did like walking to class, and then I had dance class in high school as well, and that was all the exercise I did. And every day I was intaking under like negative 400 calories, And I know it's not funny, and like I'm not trying, I've never tried to do anything like that. It just naturally is that way. My body just metabolizes food super quick. I have a really high metabolism. But what we're hoping, at least, is that this pill that's going to slow my heart rate down will slow my metabolism at least a little. Like, I don't expect to be gaining weight overnight, and you're not supposed to. That's like a bad side effect. But because my heart was always pounding so quickly, and I feel like this is something that's been going on my whole life and no one ever noticed it or something. I'm sure people, when I went to the doctors, thought I had like white coat syndrome. But I think just because my heart rate was so high that one time I went to the hospital with that pain in my rib, I guess it's kind of like a blessing in disguise that although I hated that and it was the worst experience ever, that it helped me fix this problem, hopefully, and kind of opened our eyes that I actually had a problem. But maybe it's gotten worse from my anxiety, but maybe because my heart was pounding so fast and it made me sweat, I was burning more calories. So hopefully it'll slow my heart down and I can metabolize food slower. I don't know how that works. I'm hoping that it works out that way. Let me know if you have any tips for gaining weight healthily, like what kind of foods you eat. Like I know peanut butter and stuff, and I try to eat as much peanut butter. Like I don't know. I just don't think I'm gonna gain weight. So I told my mom before my next appointment to take me out to breakfast, and I'll eat like a bunch of pancakes and toasts and stuff, and then maybe I'll just like weigh 5 more pounds when I get to the office. I don't know, like we'll see how things go. But yeah, I've only been on that pill for about 3 days. I think today is gonna be a 3rd day that I take it. We're gonna see how it goes. It says that I'm not really gonna notice too much of a difference until 1 or 2 weeks into taking it. So we'll see how that goes. As of now, I don't feel any bad side effects. I haven't felt dizzy or lightheaded or anything like that. I did feel tired the first day that I took it, but again, that could have just been like the fact that I went to the doctor's office that day and I was super anxious. I really hope that this works, and like kind of the way that he was giving it to me and the information he was giving me on the pill and stuff made me feel really hopeful. I'm not gonna get my expectations up too high because knowing me, it won't work. But I am quite hopeful that this will kind of solve a lot of my problems and maybe my anxiety will be a whole lot better. I mean, I'm sure I'm still going to get super anxious when it comes to things that have always made me anxious, like small spaces and crowds and stuff, but hopefully it'll just be a lot more reduced. So maybe it'll just help me be able to do everyday things a little bit better. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and pray and hope that it really works, because if this is the answer to all my prayers, it would be amazing. I just want to give you guys a quick update. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you like these kind of catch-up vloggy, talky, chatty videos, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.